I'm thinking about getting out of all my positions right now because of something that I have found in the charts is specifically for Bitcoin today. And if you want potentially do the same thing, then you should definitely stick around here and make sure that you watch here until the end, and also subscribe to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates, especially on a day like that. And now let me show you what I found. First of all, I want to talk about the Bitcoin funding rates. And here's something really crazy already. Even though Bitcoin is going down, the funding rates are not resetting. And that is something which I cannot understand. Okay, I can understand to a certain extent why this is not going down here. One reason, or the main reason in my opinion, is the upcoming ETF approval in less than 2 weeks. It's just maximum 11 days away from now. So everybody and their mother wants to jump on the train before they miss the boat and go long on every dip that Bitcoin is presenting to us. So, and this might be here again the case where we just assume that we have a dip, people going long on these potential opportunities, hence why the funding rate is staying high while Bitcoin is going down. So we don't see here a flush or a reset, what I actually would like to see here in such a case, especially when we broke key support levels to the downside. We're looking here at liquidations over the last 24 hours. We have $157.6 million that got liquidated in total. And here you see longs, almost $125 million in longs were liquidated. In shorts, only $32.76 million. That makes sense, because if you are short and the price goes down, why should you get liquidated? So it makes sense unless you are a super degen and were shorting with 100x or even 200x on some exchanges and get liquidated that way. When we are now looking at the Bitcoin price here on this daily chart, first of all, you see that every time when the Bitcoin price got close to $44,000 this month, then we always got rejected from there. And we are forming here something really dangerous, and there's a potential big M pattern right now. If we are breaking the bottom of that potential M pattern, which is kind of like here's like the neckline of it, then we should be prepared for potential move to $36,681. We might wick down there, but I think it will be really briefly if we even get down to these levels, and gonna stay really quickly above 37, 38, and a couple days later actually go back to like 40K if we get that potential drop here. It could be also just a scare tactic to create that pattern by market makers, and we dip just slightly below it, slightly below 40K, and then actually come back up and continue to trend higher. So here the funny thing is the neckline of that M pattern is coinciding with the 50 exponential moving average here on the daily chart, which we did not touch in a long time. So it would make sense to retest the 50 moving average here and bounce from there back to the upside. So that is right now my worst case scenario that can potentially happen here, that we come down to the 50 moving average and from there get a bounce and continue to trend higher from there. If we are failing to get a bounce from here, things will get really quick, really ugly. Like I said, if we just get a wick beneath it, even if it goes to 38, 37, that's absolutely fine, and come straight back up, everything is good. So if not, if we start consolidating down here, then most likely we are going a little bit lower than what we expect, because nobody's talking about that. Everybody is super bullish right now, and that is exactly the moment where we have to start paying attention and to be really careful with our positions. And that's why I'm telling you guys right now, we need to be here on high alert. It could be that things turn out differently than what we think, and only with the ETF approval we get this turnaround move. And until then, there are still a lot of days where a lot can actually happen. So, and I want you to be prepared for that. But I have, of course, later in this video also a bullish scenario. And that might be also closer than you think. And that is despite the ETF decision. And that is purely technical, has no effect. ETF decision, no ETF decision. When we're looking here at the 1 hourly chart, here we can also still see that Bitcoin is technically respecting this broadening falling wedge here for the time being. So, but we are clinging here to the downward sloping support line. If we are losing that, then also here, most likely the bottom of the range here, $40,500, will be the next target for a potential bounce. I'm actually long right now. I think I'm maybe 2% in a loss right now, nothing crazy. Here on my other screen. I believe that potentially here, that area was a bounce, a bounce block for the bulls, and we could go back to like 43,000, something like that. That's where I want to take profit. But you have to understand, we have here a lot of bearishness right now in the chart. So that is a high risk trade that I'm taking there right now, but I'm willing to take it just to see what's going to happen here. So here, for example, you can also make an argument. We have here another broadening wedge. And here, if we would break to the upside, it could give us a target of here $42,800. But it's really early and prematurely to talk about this. Luckily, this is not a bear flag, in my opinion. Could we bear flag here? Not super clean, so it's not really a bear flag to me for the time being here. So, but really important level to reclaim would be $42,100, $42,400. I would like to see that happening over the weekend so that we actually don't get a CME gap, which would be sitting right now around $42,400. So here, where I took the long, I think it could pay off to have here open the long position, but I will also close that really quickly if I see it going the other way. So I have a hard manual stop loss on that position for the time being. Then here on this 4 hourly chart, you see yesterday what I meant, that we need to reclaim the EMA ribbon, which did not happen, which is inherently really bad for the price action right now, hence why we are going lower. You see I have also here that broadening falling wedge to the downside. We could still experience this here as a bear trap overall. What makes me really cautious right now is that we have created here a lower low compared to this higher low before. My amazing drawing skills. That makes me super cautious right now. But for the time being, as long as we are not breaking this higher low here, we are still technically in a bullish structure. So if we lose that here, $40,600-ish, if we lose that and we go lower, then we are in big trouble for Bitcoin, in my opinion. But like I said, for the time being, that's not the case, and I don't want to jinx it for us. Here on the 4 hourly chart, things look a little bit different. Technically, we have a W pattern here if we come back up. The only thing is it's not a textbook one, but I have seen that in the past playing out where you have here the higher low and here the lower low, and normally it's the other way around. I have seen that in the past playing out like that, but I'm not a fan of it, honestly. But it can play out, and that would give us a target of, I think, $46,000 or something. If I would treat it like this, and we would break it here. Yeah, $45,700 would be that technical target if we would here form a W pattern. But for that, we need to reclaim the EMA ribbon, which is sitting right now at $42,800. If we can reclaim that level, I definitely see us going higher from there. The question is, will we be able to do this here over the weekend, or do we have to wait until the new year? Because that's also the thing. Tomorrow, we will create the yearly candle. Basically, we'll close the yearly candle. And that is a really important moment for the whole crypto market overall. Not only for the Bitcoin's yearly candle, but also Ethereum and a lot of other coins out there. But of course, Bitcoin is leading the way. And I can imagine that this drop that we have here is an attempt of the bears to keep the yearly candle as low as possible under certain key levels that we are breaking next year. So because imagine if we would have stayed here around $43,800 and closed there the yearly candle, I'm sure the next daily candle would have directly shot to the upside. So and these are the small nuances that you have also to pay attention to when it comes to bigger time frames, when they are approaching for a close. And hence why I believe that here, this, what is this now? Almost 24 hours of downside movement in Bitcoin could be led by this and could continue until tomorrow's close technically. So that's why I'm really cautious here. Now let's talk about the bullish case that we potentially have here. The bullish case here on the 4-hourly chart is that we have here a bullish divergence. We have price action creating lower lows on the shorter time frames, and on the RSI we are creating higher lows. This bullish divergence has not played out yet and is for the time being valid and on standby, unless we are breaking this low here of $41,300 and the RSI is breaking under 32.9%. So unless, basically when we go lower than this low here, the bullish divergence would be invalidated. But until then, it's valid, and I'm just waiting for that bounce here to the upside, because that bounce should also bring us up to $43,841. If you see here a bullish engulfing happening on the 4-hourly chart, let's say to like $42,100, from there I would consider a long position. Let me actually mark this out for you guys. Kind of like from here with a tight stop loss, something like this. So you have a potential gain of 4% to the upside with 1% of a stop loss, 25x leverage, 100% of a profit against 25% of a loss. If the trade goes against you, that is a good risk to reward ratio, almost 1-4. That's absolutely fine. And that might be the next trade that you can take. So like I said, I jumped the gun a little bit prematurely. I am right now at break even more or less, or slightly in a profit. Price-wise, so, but yeah, play it safe and wait for 42,150 to be broken to enter this potential bullish engulfing here on the 4-hourly chart with the target of $43,800 and the bullish divergence playing out here. When it comes to the liquidations here on that chart, then you can also clearly see that more and more people getting into degen mode here again for shorting. So here's a lot of 100x, 50x, here are some 20x short liquidation levels. The denser it gets, the more attractive it becomes to punish all these over-leveraged shorters here and send the price higher. So here, still in my opinion, the momentum here based on the liquidations is still to the upside to take out all this liquidity here. And also on the liquidation heat map, we are seeing it. Let me just refresh it. So here you see around $43,500 is $110 million worth of short liquidations to be taken, and also here on the way lower, see 50, 60, 80 almost. So here's a lot of short liquidation that we can take out with a potential short squeeze, which could coincide with a bullish divergence to send prices much higher than where we are at right now. So here in longs, maybe we see another retest of $41,270 just to take out here these $82 million in long liquidations. But I think from there we would definitely see a move back to the upside. Here on the 5 minutes chart, I also wanted to show you something interesting. We have here technically a bullish divergence already playing out. So if I draw it like this, so here you see here this bounce. I'm looking for something like this on the 4-hourly chart. It was not a massive bounce. This was here 0.57%, but if you would have traded that with 50x leverage, for example, as a scalp, you would have made almost 30% here to the upside. Now we are bull flagging with a potential move higher. So here, what I would like to see is a retest or a reclaim of the golden ratio here based from that local top at 43,200 and the local bottom at 41,283. So here the golden ratio at $42,500 is the level that I'm looking at for a reclaim. If we get that reclaim, it will open the doors to go back to $43,000. If we are just retesting it, getting rejected, that is a bearish retest, then most likely we will come back and revisit this newly formed low here. Here on the 12-hourly chart, we have actually a hidden bullish divergence with price going up and the RSI going down. Here I also still wait for this to be playing out. We are still creating here higher lows on the higher time frames, which is of course bullish for the time being. And again, if we break here the $40,000 level, then the structure is gone, and yeah, we are then basically reversing into a downtrend because structure would be broken. For the time being, that's not the case. Bitcoin is bouncing off that upward sloping trend line that is coinciding with this hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is technically a continuation in the direction of the trend direction, which is right now to the upside. So here we maybe need to wait just a day, another 2 days to see that bounce here to the upside. But I think this bounce is coming faster than expected, because we have across multiple higher time frames divergences right now, and they're all bullish. So at some point this is going to explode like a New Year's rocket, you know. So there's so much tension right now on that potential divergence spring that the more you squeeze it, the higher it will jump, you know. So that's why I'm not that much concerned. But again, coming back to the topic of this video today, if we lose $40,000, I will sell every single position, also my spot positions, because we don't know how low we are going to fall. So there is a potential that we are dropping only to 37,000, but we can technically drop even lower than that, to all the way back to like 32, and I don't want to back hold all the way down to 32. So I'd rather get out at 40, see what's going to happen, because you always can make profits, but you should learn not to give profits back to the market. So I rather take the money off the table and wait for a new opportunity rather than taking here a bigger loss and start back holding some of my positions that are short-term positions. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free, and a debit card that comes here in this nice envelope if your country is eligible for it. So most of my trades are on BYBIT. I really love to trade there. And also, if you cannot use BYBIT, go to CoinW. There you can trade from the US, from the UK, because you don't need a VPN, you don't need to do any KYC, and you get a $5 bonus only for signing up without depositing 1 cent into the account. So you should definitely take advantage of that. I'm also trading there right now. It's a nice experience so far. And otherwise, Phemex and BITGET doing more or less the same thing, just that BITGET is pushing right now a little bit for KYC. But these two exchanges are also available in the US and in the UK right now. If you are looking for another place to trade, if you cannot use a BYBIT, and if you just want to copy trade and make money on autopilot, go on to FAIRDESK with the highest bonus in the industry, $120,000, also only with that specific link here. All these links are in the pinned comment below and in the description of this video, guys. So now let me also show you a little bit what's happening here with the total market overall. So you see here the USDT dominance is massively bouncing to the upside. So, and that is taking out liquidity out of Bitcoin and all the other coins out there. Hence why we are also dropping, because people are selling against USDT, and that's why the USDT dominance is going up. So if the USDT dominance is continuing to go up here, I still expect a rejection at 5.9% and the dominance falling from there again back to the downside. If that would be not the case, then here again you have a non-textbook potential W pattern playing out. So if we would come back here to 6.15%, that would be really bad, because it would open the doors to go all the way up to like 6.87%. So that would be a massive crash. I think that would be then coincide with a move of Bitcoin to like $37,000. Here the 6.15, 5.9, that could be around $40,000 for Bitcoin if we get back to these levels here. The Bitcoin dominance is also bouncing today. I told you guys, the dominance was crashing like crazy. I'm not surprised that we see here a small bounce today. But you can also see the dominance is not really moving a lot here. So I'm kind of like on the fence. So it could be that we see continuation to the downside from here by tomorrow, but it could also be that we get tomorrow a massive bounce to the upside. So I'm kind of undecisive right now in which direction it goes. Of course, preferably, I would like to see this continue to drop because altcoins would then go up more as long as Bitcoin is not going much lower. But otherwise, I can also imagine if Bitcoin makes a $1,000, $2,000 move today or tomorrow, that the dominance is going up with the Bitcoin price, which is not inherently bad for altcoins in dollar value, but against Bitcoin pairing, of course. Then Ethereum is also dropping here. So here this falling wedge pattern did not play out. Let me see, can we here draw something else out of it? We have here like this downward sloping channel that Ethereum is trading in right now. I would not really say that this is here bull flag, because the channel here, the flag itself is already too extended to the downside. So also here, so we got rejected from the golden ratio here, the $2,296, $2,305 level for the time being. Here I also would like to see a reclaim of that with continuation to the upside. If we get another retest and fail, then we go most likely to the 0.382, $2,227, which was priorly support and also in the past heavy resistance. So we could just get another retest there, grab some liquidity, and then get a short squeeze back to the upside. Here on this 4-hourly chart, you see also that the VPVR is coinciding with that level and is right now also the point of control here in that cluster from 2,260 all the way down to like 2,227. So as long as price can stay above there, I'm not really concerned for Ethereum to come back here to $2,400 in the next coming days and weeks. And overall, I expect Ethereum to perform really, really bullish next month. And also here, the stochastic RSI is heavily flatlining. So here also a small relief to the upside is kind of imminent in my opinion. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. Something else that I want to mention, I should have mentioned that in the beginning. I'm looking right now for a graphic designer. If you're a graphic designer with at least 2 years experience in crypto and you know how to work in Photoshop, in Illustrator, in Lightroom, in all these Adobe tools, then drop me an email with your portfolio and an example of a thumbnail, because I'm mainly looking for a thumbnail designer. jobs@amcrypto.us. Make sure that you attach your portfolio. And in the worst case, if I contact you based off just your portfolio, you have to create an example for me absolutely for free. I want to see what you can do. I have no problems with paying you afterwards for that. And this is a full-time position. I'm not paying you per thumbnail. I pay you a monthly salary because you have to design way more than just some thumbnails that you can put together in an hour. So if you think that is a position for you, then send me an email at jobs@amcrypto.us as kind of reference. Use my thumbnails and the thumbnails of the Crypto Banter channel. I like them a lot. These are kind of your reference points, and let me see what you can do. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.